everybody, welcome to Naughty by Imagination. I'm your host Napoleon, and we're gonna be reading some fat fiction. Today's still Kirby. I don't know why. Fucking Kirby. Anyway, today's selection is Cupid Kirby by Skylo. And the description reads, maybe just this once. I don't know what that means. Then there is an author's note. Author's note, pure smut. Don't like, don't read. You hear that? You heard that. Don't like it? Don't read it. Meta Knight and Kirby walked hand in hand along the path, deciding for once to do a normal boyfriendy thing. Oh, so they're together. Okay. It's Valentine's Day, and although they were spending time together, each had their minds elsewhere. Meta Knight wondered what it was they should do traditionally. Something romantic, maybe. Meanwhile, Kirby longed to break away from the mask warrior and play. Meta Knight was generally silent, and he had a very short attention span, but he held off, saying that it was somehow his duty to continue holding his hand. They didn't want to make him upset. Luckily, a small creature peeped out of the grass just then. Kirby only got a glimpse of it, but that was enough to send him dashing into the field. He heard Meta Knight call out to him from somewhere, but he dare not look lest he lose sight of his new plaything. Jeez, I just got fucking tongue-tied right there. Finally he pounced, catching the small creature in his chubby arms and holding it tight. The grass just in front of him rustled, and he quickly popped it into his mouth. Kirby, what was that all about? Meta Knight panted, hands clenched at his sides. He relaxed a hair and gave him a suspicious look. What do you got in your mouth? Kirby didn't respond, as his mouth was full, and he backed away a little. Give it, the other demanded, annoyance in his tone once more. Without thinking, Kirby swallowed. Immediately, he jumped into the air, light coming off of him as he spun wildly, and Meta Knight gasped. He was getting a new power? A few moments later, and Kirby was floating back down to Earth. Meta Knight stepped closer, curious about his new form. He spread out wings, and a halo had appeared above his head. He held a bow and a single heart-shaped arrow. So he just ate Cupid. So Cupid was just doing his fucking job, and Kirby, the little savage he is, just ran up to him and stuck him in his mouth. Okay. Whatever. Meta Knight didn't miss a beat. Wow, you look cute, he said in awe. Kirby blushed and smiled shyly, winking at him. Meta Knight just stared. Was this Kirby? Kirby never acted so flirtatious. He beckoned for Kirby to follow and turned the direction to the castle. Come on, let's go to the courtyard and see what you can. He was cut short, feeling a sudden stabbing pain in his back. He whirled around to look at Kirby, who was now looked quite mischievous, and yanked something out of his back. The arrow had a tiny droplet of blood on the tip. Kirby, what are you? He froze suddenly. His blood felt like fire racing through his veins. Color rushed to his cheeks, and creeping warmth spread to his groin. Kirby, oh my. Oh, so he just stabbed him. He didn't even, did he shoot him? Or he just fucking, ha ha, and just stabbed him in the back. Fucking Cupid it's a little murderous. I wouldn't say mischievous. I would say it's a little, murdery. You just stabbing people in the back. I mean, I get it's no harm intended, but you can't just be stabbing. Well, I guess that's just the role of Cupid, to be shooting people. But okay. It was getting difficult to stand. Whatever Kirby had poisoned him with, it was making him so horny. He gasped as another urgent wave passed through him, tightening every muscle until he felt like he was going to break. Kirby had drawn closer, watching closely as a tiny bump began to manifest itself between his legs. He blushed darker. Kirby, you don't know what you've done. I won't be able to control myself. Oh shit, what the fuck? Oh god, why does he have to be so cute? He couldn't stand watching those cheeks turn scarlet as his eyes scanned that particular region of his body he wished he wouldn't look at. Finally, his resistance weakened, and he tossed his mask aside, pulled Kirby in and pressed their lips together. Does he just take his mask off all the time? I'm gonna need to Google that. Is there a thing, does he take his mask off normally? I'm gonna Google that. I'm gonna Google that because I don't think I've ever seen Meta Knight with his mask off, or maybe this is just for the sake of the story. But I'm gonna Google that. Maybe that's drawn somewhere. Maybe he got scars all over his face. Maybe like Garrus Vicarious. Whatever. He wasted no time, sliding the tip of his tongue against Kirby's lips until he hesitantly parted. They hesitantly parted. Jesus Christ. Allowing Meta Knight to dip his tongue inside and explore. Kirby squirmed at the odd situation, letting his eyes fall shut as his own tongue was slowly coaxed into action. The wings on his back fluttered erectly, no doubt a sign of his excitement. Meta Knight pressed closer, and Kirby moaned into his mouth. So, I guess Kirby doesn't talk? Oh, well, Kirby don't talk. Good on you. Not like those fucking jerks at Disney. Oh, hi. Tinkerbell talks. No. No. His pulse quickened as at the responses he got from the other. Already his erection was getting unbearable, as a result of whatever was on the arrow, he assumed. He pushed it up against Kirby's body, needing to feel some sort of friction on the aching appendage. Poi, Kirby gasped. What am I supposed to say? Poi! Like, something like that. Ho ho! Wait, this is Kirby, not Mario. Kirby gasped, surprised and embarrassed on how forward Meta Knight was being. He could feel it touching him, and it was so urgent. His body turned immediately red. The contact was making him feel uncomfortable and put out, but he didn't care. But he didn't dare push him away now that he got him so hot and bothered. Instead he moved closer too, satisfied at the groin that escaped from Meta Knight. His body felt weird. It was definitely this new power that was compelling him to act this way, that made him want to please the masked warrior. Meta Knight continued rubbing against him, pleading in his voice as he breathed his name. Kirby slowly tilted his head, moving in for another kiss that was met with a satisfied sigh from the other's lips. The tongues slid over one another, hot and wet as they pulled back and dove in again. Kirby's face was embarrassingly red. He felt an unfamiliar feeling stir in between his legs, and he latched onto it, pulling the area against Meta Knight's erection on instinct, and was rewarded by a jolt of pleasure. He stilled himself, surprised on how uncontrollable his reaction was. Meta Knight also looked surprised, but pleasingly so. He kissed Kirby once again, tasting something new on his tongue. Lust. Oh, what does that taste like? His excitement grew as their saliva mixed and their tongues tangled, leaving the sweet, hot, desperate moans that escaped when he pushed his lower body forward. But what does lust taste like? Don't just skip over that. What does it taste like? Sweat? It tastes like chocolate? It tastes like strawberries? What does it taste like? What does it taste like? Kirby wasn't acting shy anymore. His inhabilitations long gone now that he was excited up like this. A stray thought niggled. Oh. Oh, you was close. You was close. A stray thought niggled at the back of his mind that Kirby wasn't himself, and he didn't know what he was doing, but the strongest sensation of pleasure overpowered his guilt, and he concluded that if he was going to do this, he'd have to do it fast before the arrow's powers wore off. Without warning, he shoved Kirby over into the grass and climbed on top of him. Before the other could protest, he shoved two gloves fingers in his mouth. Ew. Kirby didn't move for a moment, but Meta Knight was not about to waste any time. He started pumping his fingers in and out, overjoyed by the sight of Kirby's blush darkening. Eventually, he closed his eyes and moaned around the digits, somehow finding pleasure in being treated this way. It was agonizing to watch, but still control himself, and even worse when he felt Kirby's tongue brush across his fingers and played with the stitching of the glove. His cheeks colored, but he swallowed the lump in his throat and continued. With his other hand he reached down and touched himself, already fully erect and dripping. "You're so cute," he breathed, and Kirby made a soft noise around his fingers as he began to suck. To keep himself from losing control, Meta Knight continued speaking to him. Have you done something like this before? Do you know what I'm going to do to you?" Obviously not. He ain't never ate this shit. Is it every day there's just a Cupid? Well, it's Valentine's Day. But is it every day there's just some weird thing in your bush. Do Kirby just run off and put shit in his mouth all the time? Y'all need to have a conversation as a relationship. Like, Kirby, you can't be running off putting shit in your mouth. Like, I get it. You're pretty much damn near indestructible. You can't really nothing hurt you. You know, you just run off, put a squirrel in your mouth, bam, got a squirrel tail. Run off, put a chain in your mouth, bam, metal. Run off, put a plumber in your mouth, bam, Mario. Shit like that. Like, I get it, but that's just not sane. Don't run off putting shit in your mouth. It's like, what's that? Don't you put it in your mouth? Don't you put it in your mouth? Does Meta Knight, do they not watch TV in this kingdom? That's not okay. But you just be running off. Oh, I'm just going for a little walk. Is that the excuse to get away from Meta Knight? He can't talk, but he like shake his head and say, "Oh, I'm just going for a walk," and he just go outside, put shit in his mouth, butterflies and squirrels and little harmless animals and shit. Just go out there and just get puffy tail on his ass for a few hours. It's weird. That's weird. Or is it Meta Knight's sick fantasy? Let them go outside, let them run off, fucking eat rabbits, and they fucking all day. Like that. I'm sorry, I'm rambling. Don't put shit in your mouth, y'all. That's weird. And I mean, if that's what you're into, cool. But don't just run around putting shit in your mouth. It's not okay. Kirby paused for a second and shook his head. He resumed suckling. I'm going to put this. He gestured downward, inside of you. It might hurt a little bit, but then it would feel really good. But how was he explaining all this? He wouldn't want anyone to panic once he got down to the nitty gritty. That would be bad. You don't exactly have one yet because you're not of age. But as you may have noticed, you're very sensitive. Wait, how old is he? Okay. No, we're not gonna skip over this. How old is fucking Kirby? Because y'all in a relationship, and you're letting him put shit in his mouth. Like, are you just letting him put his shit in his mouth because he's Kirby, or you just letting him put shit in his mouth because you don't care, or is it just a fuck it, I can't get to him fast enough, whatever. I mean, he did tell him to spit it out, but if y'all haven't had this conversation that this is a problem, and then you're saying, oh, you don't have a penis because you're not old enough. How old is he? Why he ain't got no dick? If he like 4, that's a problem. If he older than 4, he don't need to be putting shit in his mouth. Like that. I'm sorry. I'm really stuck on his mouth thing, I guess. He brushed the tip of his penis across the area to demonstrate, elating a loud moan. There. Popping his finger out of Kirby's mouth, he shifted downwards and began teasing Kirby's tiny hole. Kirby whimpered pathetically, making the other one's breath hitch. He resisted the urge to push his fingers in too quickly, just to hear more from the little puff. He was driving him mad, taking it slow. Carefully, he eased in one finger, then paused, gauging Kirby's reaction. Okay, I wanted to make sure I was fucking reading already. He looked slightly uncomfortable, but nothing too serious. He slipped in another, this time hearing a slightly pained noise, and pushed in and out a few times, so he'd get used to it. Kirby relaxed after a minute, so Meta Knight drew out a third, and Kirby cried out and squeezed his eyes shut. Meta Knight squished him gently, his free hand already groping the area between his legs until he was moaning again. It would have to do. He couldn't wait any longer. Oh wait, hold up. So you're just not going to wait? You're just going, oh, you can't take 3 fingers? Fuck it. Like, I'm going to stop pausing and talking because I go on and shit. It just make me mad. Like, I guess because I'm trying to apply logic where there is none. And instead of me just saying, fucking, this is a fucking fan fiction, what are you doing? It's, why is he putting shit in his mouth? Or why he ain't got no penis? Like, I'm applying logic where there obviously needs not to be, because A, it's fucking Kirby, and B, it's a fucking fan fiction. But, alright, whatever. I guess. Somebody help. Why though? Fuck it. He quickly pulled his fingers out and grabbed the base of his shaft, positioning his penis at his entrance. He slipped it in. Kirby squirmed as his insides were stretched even more, wings twitching underneath him at this stinging pain. Meta Knight could only stop for a moment before he let out a ragged breath. "You're so tight." Kirby didn't respond, not like he needed to. Meta Knight pushed forward. The pink puffball gasped as he felt it moving inside of him. Shallow, gentle thrust at first, but one sharp movement struck something he didn't know he didn't know was in there, and he cried out in pleasure. Meta Knight had found the sweet spot. He adjusted himself to make sure he hit it consistently and set a steady pace. Kirby moaned as Meta Knight pounded him roughly, panting with his mouth open. He pulled out almost completely, then plunged in again, and then plunged back in, hard. And Kirby let out an unexpected "Polio." Like, is it like "po"? Like "Polio"? Like, I don't know how I'm supposed to fucking. I've never played Kirby, so I just know what Kirby is. As his body jolted with pleasure. I, I think I'm getting close, Meta Knight said, and it was evident from the volume of Kirby's cries that he was as well. He picked up the pace a little. He came hard inside Kirby, and though Kirby had no way of ejaculating as well, he shuddered and collapsed, signifying that he too was finished. Meta Knight knew that if they got caught like that, he'd have a lot of explaining to do, but he couldn't bring himself to care. Kirby's angel's powers were wearing off, the wings retreating into his body, much like how Meta Knight's penis was retreating into his. What? What? Okay. He wrapped his arms around the little puff and began to doze off, his body still buzzing from the orgasm a moment before, but he didn't miss the smile that graced Kirby's lips as he snuggled up and fell asleep too. So, not only does Kirby not have a dick, Kirby can't come. So where does the cum go? Like, it's gotta come out some way. And then you're coming in him. He sucks shit up and turns into that. So when you wake up, he ain't gonna be Meta Knight. He not gonna have like a mask on his face. Like his face not gonna be stretched. His eyebrows not gonna be like in a brooding like I'm Batman like kind of position. He not gonna have no cape on. Like he not gonna look like you. You just coming in him and he just going. What does his body reevaluate the semen? Like, all right, incoming, and then he get the semen. And it's just like, nah, it's just semen. Keep moving, and then they waiting for the next squirrel so they can take the squirrel powers. Like, I don't understand. Oh, Jesus Christ! Again, I'm applying logic where there is none because it's fucking Kirby and it's a fan fiction. Sorry about that. Anyway, all right. I think I'm gonna stop right there. Well, this is the end, so I'm gonna stop right here. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Sorry for my rambling. But you just gotta think about some shit. Make you think about shit like this. I don't know. I've never had thoughts like this, but reading this shit makes you kind of sit there and really think, like, what the fuck? Why he got no dick? Well, you know, shit like that. But whatever. Anyway, this has been Naughty by Imagination. I'm your host, Napoleon. I hope you enjoyed that. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.